Let's get back to what happened in that deposition room, because there's a little leak here. This is starting to get really, really funny, because now the latest few things that Blake Lively's attorneys have done has given more evidence to Justin Baldoni.
She would be notified in advance who would be present. So why is this a surprise? Literally, your own article mentions that it's not a surprise, but of course, People Magazine got a simp for Blake Lively. But good for him for showing up. They're again lying to the judge. They also said that he says she's a narcissist who cannot accept how she's behaved. I mean, let's be honest, both of these quotes are true.
And showing receipts that everything that she was claiming was a lie, that was the real smear campaign.
Blake Lively is spiraling after the judge reportedly caught her slipping during her deposition. That's next-level confidence or complete miscalculation. She thought she could outplay the system with carefully crafted stories, but this time, Justin Baldoni came prepared, with receipts.
Blake Lively has officially had her deposition, and she had to do it in front of Justin Baldoni.
This was the moment everyone had been waiting for, and it came sooner than expected. For months, rumors claimed Blake would delay this showdown at all costs. But now, she's finally face-to-face with Baldoni, under oath, with nowhere left to hide, and everything at stake.
This is the chance for Justin's side to question her under oath, to really get the facts from her. And she's got to sit there and answer everything. She can't just ignore it or say no. She's got to answer questions, and she's got to tell the story. And will that story match up to her testimony later in court?
Honestly, no one expected her to show up this soon. It felt like she'd keep dodging forever. But nope. Plot twist. This isn't Hollywood drama anymore. This is a real legal battle playing out in front of the world. And if she slips here, it's not just the case. Her reputation could take a serious hit.
The deposition day, there's an article in the Daily Mail explaining that Blake Lively brought not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 lawyers with her to the deposition on Thursday.
So what actually went down? A deposition isn't complicated. It's where attorneys dig deep and put you under pressure. No filters, no safety net. Just questions, answers, and consequences.
Blake Lively has finally sat down for her deposition. And I'll be honest, it surprised me because I didn't think she was gonna. But she'd continue to find more excuses. The fact that she's now sat for a deposition makes me think a settlement is now even further away from a possibility.
This isn't just gossip. This is serious. The feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has been brewing for years, filled with accusations, leaks, and media drama. And now it's all coming to a head.
Yes, the fact that Justin stepped up and showed up, which he's absolutely obligated to do and should do, because they're asking questions of her, and the only other person there who can really dispute or challenge is him.
This was supposed to be her moment to clear her name. Instead, she walked straight into a storm of contradictions. The real question wasn't whether she'd fight back. It was whether she could handle the pressure. And honestly, it didn't look like she could.
But good for him for showing up. It's much harder to lie to somebody to their face. It is. And so he had to sit there calmly, collected, and just take it. Again, he's been taking it for a long time.
And then came the entrance. Blake showed up with a full legal squad, 8 lawyers, not to mention her inner circle, including Ryan Reynolds. But when it mattered most, she had to face Baldoni alone across the table.
Answer as little as possible, but answer. And so I'm sure she prepped, but no prep can handle the Friedman finger point and to try to really unnerve her, which I'm sure there were moments that he tried to. Now, whether she took the bait, I don't know.
Even her appearance felt calculated, dark tones, low-key styling, almost like she was trying to control the narrative before saying a word. But behind the look, the pressure was real, and cracks were already starting to show.
She got special treatment, surprise, from Judge Lyman, so she could choose where she wanted to do this. Of course, because she's so famous, so she can do whatever she wants. So she chose to have the deposition at her attorney's offices, so everyone had to come there.
Meanwhile, her legal team went on the offensive. Subpoenas, investigations, digging for anything they could use. But instead of scoring a win, they came up empty, and now it's starting to look like desperation.
Blake Lively's team is subpoenaing Brian Friedman, Justin Baldoni's attorney, and asking to see all his correspondence and emails and phone calls in and out of the office. It's bananas, you guys.
They tried to expand the narrative, pulling in media figures and influencers. But instead of strengthening their case, it only raised more questions, and not in her favor.
They want to start fishing in Brian Friedman's office to see his correspondence with him and content creators or journalists.
Then came the biggest mistake, text messages. What was meant to defend her ended up exposing her. Control issues, behind-the-scenes interference, and suddenly, the narrative flipped.
My Google or my YouTube channel was recently subpoenaed by Blake Lively's legal team, and they were after all my private information, my bank account details, my credit card, my home address, my phone number, my IP addresses, everything.
Those same messages became ammunition for Baldoni's team. Instead of helping her case, they painted a completely different picture, one that's hard to ignore.
Blake Lively's team really wanted to subpoena the editor of It Ends With Us. His name is Rob Sullivan, and Rob has been really hard to get hold of. Then they're saying to the judge, you know, we tried to get hold of him and we saw that he had the TV on and the lights on, but he didn't open the door for us.
Legal moves kept backfiring. Subpoenas were dropped. Strategies collapsed. And with Baldoni backed by serious resources, this fight is far from over.
Blake Lively's team voluntarily dropped these text messages and gave them to the judge. At this point now, I'm thinking, are they really on her side? Do they want her to lose this?
At this point, every move Blake makes seems to make things worse. Her credibility is taking hit after hit, and the pressure is only building.
It has been said, though, that Steve Sarowitz once swore that he would spend $100 million to ruin Blake Lively. So it's great to know that Justin Baldoni is backed by a billionaire. And of course, for him too, he's dragged into this as well.
Baldoni, on the other hand, played it smart. He didn't need to say much. His legal team did the work, slowly tightening the pressure until the cracks started showing.
So basically what Blake Lively is saying is that the real smear campaign is the one that Justin Baldoni started when he defended himself against her claims. So by defending him and showing receipts that everything that she was claiming was a lie.
And those cracks, they showed in contradictions, shifting statements, and moments that didn't add up. The more she spoke, the more complicated things became.
This shouldn't leak. Like, this should come out as evidence later, because if it does, it is going to make Justin's team look bad. Like, they're out there trying to make this and get stuff out there. Now, Blake's team is also clearly leaking things. I don't know who else would have spread the word that Blake's facing down her nemesis, Justin Baldoni. You go to the People magazine, and their headline is, Justin attends in surprise move.
Her legal team tried to fight back aggressively, targeting dozens of people. But instead of looking strategic, it came off as panic.
It's very strange. We also learned that she's now gone after 107 creators.
Then came the allegations of a smear campaign involving major public figures. Big claims, but not enough proof to convince the public.
They have added Jed Wallace back into the lawsuit. Is her legal team just trying to get every dollar they can out of her? Just when you think the court of opinion couldn't be any less favorable towards her.
Even bold legal moves against firms and media outlets didn't land. Instead, they backfired hard.
So this idea that Wayfarer Friedman would employ Perez Hilton, of all people, to create an agreement with and risk losing their own license to practice law, as well as this whole case, it makes no sense.
Now people are starting to ask, is this strategy or just desperation?
And so Lively wanted to subpoena the Liner Friedman office, which is Friedman's office. She suspects that Friedman is part of Baldoni's supposed ongoing smear campaign against her, and that Friedman is using his deep Rolodex of influencer clients to circulate the campaign online.
Meanwhile, Baldoni's team keeps pushing back, blocking moves, dismantling arguments, and staying one step ahead.
We certainly did not pay content creators, Liner Friedman attorney Garofalo said in Wednesday's hearing. The attorney argued that Lively's subpoenas, which seek information about agreements between content creators and Friedman, are overly burdensome to the firm, risk breaching privilege, and should be quashed.
This isn't just a courtroom battle anymore, it's a public perception war. And right now, the tide isn't in Blake's favor.
And so it's a game of they're all playing to be careful because Friedman's team shouldn't have to give all this client information and people. Just because he gave statements to press doesn't mean that's a smear campaign.
This isn't just a courtroom battle anymore, it's a public perception war. And right now, the tide isn't in Blake's favor.
You scumbags! It's far from a surprise because she already won a protective order that made them have to tell her she would be notified in advance who would be present. So why is this a surprise?
Her story is unraveling fast. Contradictions are piling up, and every statement seems to raise more doubts.
But here's Blake Lively in court lying, and just like they did to me, saying I'm a criminal and broke the law by recording them, they're again lying to the judge.
Because here's the reality. If she's caught lying under oath, the consequences could be massive. Not just legally, but for her entire career.
They also said that he says she's a narcissist who cannot accept how she's behaved. I mean, let's be honest, both of these quotes are true.
And now her image is taking a serious hit. What once looked polished is now under scrutiny. The question is, can Blake Lively recover from this? Or is this the moment everything changes?